Hi, everybody. It's Gene Simmons, and you're not, and you're listening to the Potter Than Hell podcast with Steve, BC, BB, and Dylan. But you knew that, didn't you?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Potter Than Hell podcast. This is your last stop on the crazy train of hard rock and heavy metal. So sit back, buckle in, and hang on. Here we go.
Hello, Potter Than Hellions. Welcome back to the Potter Than Hell podcast. This is Steve, your host, and I'm joined this week by
BC.
And to his left is
BB.
And across from him is
Dylan.
All right, guys. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Glad everybody's here tonight. We got the band together again this evening, and I just want to tonight we're recording. It's February 2nd, 2022, and I want to start out that yesterday there was some horrible news in the metal community. John Zazula, founder of Megaforce Records, guy that brought Metallica from California to the East Coast, got them the record deal, all that stuff. Anthrax, our buddy Carl Kennedy was with him as well. He passed away. There wasn't really any details of what took place and stuff, but his wife had passed away like a year or two ago. So that happens a lot, though. Like, someone that they've been together for, forever and inseparable, and then one of them passes away. It's usually not too much longer for the other one to follow along. So he's, together with the wife Marsha again. So rest in peace. A lot of great shit he put out over the years. TT Quick, BC. TT Quick. So other than that, BC, we saw our first show of the year the other night. We went down to see Carl Kennedy's band, Kennedy. Fantastic show. I feel bad because our friend Frankie Cross, his band Corners of Sanctuary, opened up the show, but we were unable to get there because of a class and a fire, and it was literally like it was us destined not to make it for that part.
You can only be so many places.
Yeah, I know. It was that day was a total freaking shit show, but we did get down there for Carl's band. BB and I had seen the first two shows that they played. We saw them up in Binghamton. Right. No, wait. You went with me in the first one, right? So me and BC saw the first one. Me and you saw the second one. And then we saw the third one.
All right, so I'll be back to the fourth. I'm just going for the even show.
So for the fourth, we all have to be there. But it was fantastic. They played a lion's share of their first album, Warrior, and 3 new songs. And they also did a cover of Mob Rules, right? At the end. Was it Mob Rules they did at the end.
Priest.
Fantastic show. And actually,
Priest? No.
And they did another thing coming too. Yeah. And good job, BC. I forgot about that one. And it was celebrating Carl's 69th birthday, which is crazy.
Wow.
Dude still brings it. It was good. A good show. It sounded really good. It was at Finnegan's in Scranton, Pennsylvania. So, but it was good, though. We had a good time. Our buddy Jim Polkowski was there. Took some awesome pictures. And, we got to see some old friends. Our buddy Brian Reevy, we got to see him, guy that we met up in when BC and I interviewed Carl and David, so for them rods. So it was good seeing those guys, and it was fun. Our buddy Granza was there. Steve Kaharski was there. And their buddy, was it Bill?
I'm terrible with names. I think
it was their buddy Bill that was with them. It was good meeting him. And so it was cool. It was a good night. And actually, I was home. I was getting in bed at 20 after 12, which
unusual
at the time that'd be like the second set,
Unusual for a club show.
Yeah. But it was a Thursday night still too. But it was cool. It was good to see some live music. It was a good show to kick off the year. All right, so this episode will be coming out on February 11th. So if you listen to it the day it comes out or that weekend, BC and I will be on, knock on wood, the Monsters of Rock cruise. We are leaving Monday morning on the 7th and flying out early, and then we're going to be down there 2 days before, one day for the pre-party, other day just kind of to get our COVID test done down there and hang out and stuff with Sonny and Chris and myself and BC, because Tony and the other guys won't be coming until on the 8th, the day of the pre-party, and Steven decided to blow us off and go on some other little cruise, so we won't see him until we get on the boat on Wednesday. But looking forward to it. What do you think, BC? A couple bands are dropping out. A couple bands are getting added. Tough got added today. Did you see that?
I'm kind of lost because every time you flip it on, there's somebody checking out. They're not going to be here, and they're throwing this band in. So
I really have to sit down and see who's actually going to be there now.
Yeah, I think we're going to actually have to wait till we get on the boat, and we pull away from the fucking dock to see who is actually on this ship.
I was hoping Frank, these guys.
Yeah.
He's good. He's good.
I was looking forward to seeing him do some solo stuff and some, because he's a guy that would get up and jump in with a bunch of bands and stuff and do jam with whatever and whoever. Yeah. So, I mean,
who else?
L.A. Guns or Tracy Guns. I don't know if they're still getting on the boat. And there was someone else that they mentioned today too, but I can't remember. I can't remember who it was, but it does. It seems like every day there's someone not on there, and then someone getting added. So. I remember Tough played on one of the Kiss cruises, but I don't think I caught them at all.
Definitely got to do a drink package. It's gonna be like downtown.
I know. I was debating that, but I think there's gonna be
there's gonna be
that could be good, that could be bad.
Yeah, a little bit of both.
Yeah, and we've been kind of getting a little jerked around with our cabins. We were on the 6th deck, and then we were on the 8th. Now we're back down to the 6th. So I don't know. We'll see. I guess. As I printed out all my shit, my boarding pass, my luggage tags and shit. So now I'll just trash them and wait till we actually, because you got to put the luggage tags on so you get there, you leave your luggage. Well, BB, you've been on a cruise and they take it right to your cabin. So we'll just have to wait and see on that. So go ahead, Lon.
I have some news as well.
All right, go ahead.
So today's February 2nd, Groundhog's Day. So yet again, it's Groundhog's Day again. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame announced their 2022 nominees.
They're exhausting.
And just like Groundhog's Day, you might hear some repeats that have not made it into the Hall of Fame. So here are the 17 nominees that are eligible for induction this year into the class of 2022. Beck, not Jeff Beck, Beck. Pat Benatar, Kate Bush, Devo, Duran Duran. I think this is the first time they were nominated, funnily enough.
They'll get in.
Eminem, the Eurythmics, Judas Priest, not the first time they were nominated, unfortunately. MC5, the New York Dolls. I'm surprised they haven't made it in yet. Dolly Parton.
They have like one album or something.
Yeah, but like the New York Dolls are like the kind of band that they would put in. You know that.
Oh yeah.
Dolly Parton.
Dolly Parton.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
It's not the Tits Hall of Fame.
I'm surprised Dolly Parton hasn't made it in either because they put in the big country people. Rage Against the Machine, Lionel Richie, Carly Simon, A Tribe Called Quest, and Dionne Warwick, who did not make it in last year.
A what called what?
A Tribe Called Quest. You've never heard of them?
No.
Very, very big hip hop group. They were very influential in hip hop.
Two bands of rock around.
Yeah.
It's really not even worth the.
They should just change it to the Music Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
so Lionel Richie will get in, Dolly Parton will get in.
I mean, they don't care about rock.
Eminem will get in.
Yeah, they don't care about rock and metal. They don't. They never did.
As someone,
it's funny at this point. Like, there's no sense of getting angry or whatever, but it's just it's funny at this point. I'm just like, whatever. Like Dolly Parton, seriously.
I'm just saying, Eminem won an Oscar, so for Best Original Song in 8 Mile. Lose Yourself, great song. It's actually a really good song. Eminem is one of those artists though that
he'll easily get.
He should have went gently into that Good Night, and he's kind of overstayed his welcome a little bit, as we've seen in the rock. So that's a very rock and roll thing to do, to go past your prime and try and stay relevant when you really aren't. So if that doesn't get you into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, what will?
That's true. I honestly don't give a fuck about that anymore. You know what I mean? It's not, like I said, it's not worth getting excited about. But I would like to see Priest because really,
they're very.
How many metal bands are in there? Sabbath, Alice, kinda.
Metal.
He's not really metal though.
Yeah, I will look through and try and make a.
I honestly, I don't care. It's not worth getting upset about. But it's funny at this point. You know what I mean? It's like It's like Jethro Tull getting the fucking Grammy. You know what I mean? It's just that level of ridiculousness. You know what I mean? But I would like to see Pat Benatar get in there. I think she absolutely deserves to be in there. Mm-hmm. I think Priest should have been in there long ago. Whoever all the other ones are, I don't know. Devo. I mean, they were pretty influential in that type of techno shit. You know what I mean? That's the only song I can. That one in
BC had the Devo hat. I'm gonna assume
he did. He just grabbed it, dumped his mother's fucking.
he wore it to work the other day. He put a shield on it and wore it.
Dumped his mother's sunflower out and put the fucking pot on his head. Actually, and they had another song too, "Working in the Coal Mine." It was on the heavy metal soundtrack. That's the only other song I could fucking name with Dio.
And that's just a cover, right?
Metallica.
Oh, Metallica. Okay.
Alice Cooper, kind of. There's like a lot of kind ofs, like Van Halen.
Yeah.
Not really, but yeah, not a lot.
But anyway,
yeah, not a lot of metal.
It's just, I mean, it's really just a point of discussion. But I mean, like, there's people that still like wig out over this shit. Like, relax, people. Like, you're hopefully still gonna get up in the morning. You're hopefully, your life is still going to go on. Like,
are they in there?
Foo Fighters are in there.
Really?
Yep.
Of
they got
course
in last
they
year.
are. They got in last year or 2 years ago. They just don't. I don't know. I know you have to be out either 20 or 25 years. It just doesn't seem that long ago.
Right. Yeah. So. All right. Well, that was a little. I'll just say discussion.
All news fit to print.
Yep. So, Dylan, what are you up to? How are you?
Not too much. Just living the dream, living life. Not the dream, but living life.
Okay.
A dream, not the dream.
If it's on, it's on.
Yeah, if it's on, it's on. Yeah, exactly.
Anything new, guys? BC? Any news? Anything?
Nothing that just comes in my mind, and waiting to get on the
I know.
cruise.
I'll tell you what.
And, I'll probably go look for a job. We were in Cozumel and see if I can stay there.
There you go.
Seriously, after
Be Cabana boy.
And BB can attest that these last 2 weeks have been fucking a pain in the balls. And I'm not going to piss and moan about it, but trust me, when I get on that boat, we're doing the same thing we did on the Kiss Cruise. First thing you do, you set on that boat, right to the bar, doing a fucking shot.
7 shots.
Well, I mean, at least one to kick it off. Whatever from there. But, I mean, that's like the first thing. So, hopefully, wish us good luck getting on the boat with no, COVID shit and stuff like that. So,
I might not get home, but hopefully.
Yeah. Thanks. Thanks, Granza.
And,
killing me. Absolutely fucking killing me. All right, so what are we listening to? Dylan, how about you? What do you got going?
I was listening to 2 songs that came out from different artists that I enjoy. The first one was the new single from Shinedown, Planet Zero. Very heavy song. Really cool. If you like the heavier rockin' Shinedown, you're going to love that song, Dad. It's very,
I'll check it out.
Yeah.
It's almost like industrial heavy-ish.
Yeah, it gets, it's very cool. I really enjoyed it. And then the other song I was listening to, and BB knows it as well, the Foo Fighters were on the new Fraggle Rock show, and they did a song there called Fraggle Rock. And
Is that the Puppets?
Yeah. Yep.
That's still a show? That's still something that's going on?
It's back on Apple TV, I believe.
Yo, baby.
Yeah, that just came back. But they did a song, Fraggle Rock, and it was really rockin' song.
God, that was like your kids when that was on.
That was on
right?
HBO,
Or you guys
yeah.
were
That was
kids.
a
Or
long time ago.
someone was kids.
Yeah, it's
when
on
this
Apple
was
TV, so you can check it out.
We don't have that, do we?
Yep.
Oh, we do?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
All right.
We don't have to do it.
I got it free. I got it free with my iPad. So
Okay. All right. BB, how are you?
I listened to my first album that was released in 2022. The old band Giant released an album. Accidentally tripped on this the other day. Don't know who is in it or what original guys are in it, but
I think the guitar player is original.
It's
I know it's a different singer because people were complaining about it.
Complaining about it.
Yeah.
I don't mind it. I thought it was pretty good, and the guitar work is really good in it. If you like that 80s melodic sound, they still have it. The album is called Shifting Time.
How are you, BC? What do you got?
I watched a Band Tango movie or whatever you want to call it, and started checking out some of their, Psycho Cafe, Dance on Coals, but I am drawing a blank on the name of the one with the gun and the girl in the cut-off shorts.
Oh, the one with...
There's that one, and there's some live ones they have up. I mean, after watching the movie, it's very interesting how everybody in California was like, this is the next Guns N' Roses and everything. And I think it was the Curse of Joey to Stay. Curse that band.
Oh, Pistol Whipped.
Pistol Whipped.
No. There's another one, too.
Oh.
An old, back.
Oh, United and Live.
Yeah.
Because that one had
good.
That one, the Pistol Whipped and the Bible Belt had "Suck It Up" on there. That song is fucking excellent.
That's good.
That's real good.
I mean, yeah, there it is. Check out a bunch of that. I mean, that's a good band. I mean, they were, but time and inner turmoil killed that band. He still is.
And Joe Leslie bumming beers off of us. Still
always
fucking love it. Fucking love it. Maybe they'll be on the cruise. Are they even playing now? Are they a thing now again?
Are they? It's that one bass player. I don't know who's playing guitar anymore. Drummer is whoever. No, because that drummer that was with. No, that was the Bull Boys.
Eric Lance.
Last time we saw him, Rowan Robertson was playing guitar for them, right?
Yeah.
There's that guy with the line. Didn't wrote.
I don't think he's with them now, but he was the last time we saw them.
Yeah,
I fucking walked right by him. I walked right by him. I'm like, God damn, that looks like fucking Rowan Robertson. Like, it can't be him. What the fuck would he be here?
Yeah.
Like, literally 20 minutes later, he's up, and I'm like, fuck. God damn it. All right, so, me. I was able to, the other evening, delve into the Kiss Destroyer box set a little bit. Listen to the Demos album. And thank God for Bob Ezrin. I mean, some of the demos and stuff, and this was apparently a lot of the stuff that they brought in for Destroyer, even the demo of Detroit Rock City. I mean, it's decent, but you know what? They were fucked on this album, I think, if Bob Ezrin didn't take the reins here. Just, if listening to that extra CD, or extra, I listened to the vinyl version, but I have the box set too, but it has the CD in it. No, I'm sorry. I listened to the CD, and they were honestly. I really think we wouldn't be talking about Kiss right now if they did that without Bob. Seriously,
I like that. They did.
There's some cringeworthy shit on there. I mean, I have the Gene Simmons box set, or the Gene Simmons vault that's actually sitting right there, and there's some cool stuff there, but like. This, and you could tell there's seeds of stuff that became like Flame Youth, but it did seem like a lot of the demos were shit that the Gene stuff that ended up on Rock and Roll Over, because there's one that's like the Ladies Room stuff, there's one that's like Dr. Love, there's ones like See You in Your Dreams maybe, like Man of a Thousand Faces on there, which obviously ended up on Gene's solo album, but I mean there was some stuff in there that was like, ooh, dude, like. I'm just going to say, good job, Bob Ezrin. Good job. People hate him and rag on him and shit, but I think they were fucked if they didn't have him or someone like him to produce their next album after Kiss Alive. They needed something different, and good job, Bob Ezrin. And I was able to listen to the new Wolf song. They have a new song out. Their album's coming out in March or April, which I love those guys. But I did go back and listen to the last two albums, their Devil Seed album and Feeding the Machine album. Love that band. If you like just great, straightforward, like metal, like nothing crazy, no like Cookie Monster vocals, just clean, great, catchy metal with crunchy guitars. Great band for you to check out. And I also checked out the new Tokyo Blade album. It's called Fury. I love it. I listened to it about 5 times already. I think it's really good. There's a lot of cool stuff on there. So I gotta order the CD on that, because when I first listened to it, it wasn't available to order, but now it is. I have to get it. So that's what we got going. Dylan's got a new Shinedown song, Planet Zero, and the Foo Fighters doing Fraggle Rock. A new Giant album, Shifting Time for BB, Bang Tango movie, and back catalog of Bang Tango for BC. Myself, Destroyer box set, some Wolf, and some Tokyo Blade. So what we wanted to do this week is just kind of put an exclamation point on 2021. We did 2 parts, our best of 2021. We did our number 10 to number 6, and then 5 to 1 on 2 separate episodes, and we talked about live albums and all that, everything. Go back, check them out. So I wanted to kind of put an exclamation point on the year, and each of us pick like their favorite song from each of their top 10 albums, and maybe we'll talk a little bit about a couple honorable mentions as we go. So I had everybody do a playlist of 1 song each from their album. There's a couple crossover albums, and actually there were 2 albums that 3 of us each picked, but there was none that all 4 of us picked. Am I right on that?
Yes.
Yeah.
The Accept and the Iron Maiden.
Except in the Iron Maiden one. So we're going to talk about 3 different Maiden songs tonight and 3 Accept songs. And then there were a couple crossover of 2. There was two songs from Thunder, 2 songs from Smith Kotzen.
Dream Theater.
2 Dream Theater. So there was some crossover, but I just wanted to do this, and I'll tell you what, I rocked the fuck out to this playlist. I've been listening to this like nonstop for the last like 2 weeks. Just absolutely fantastic. So Dylan's going to go first with his list.
Sure. Yeah, when I was looking back through my albums, it was fun trying to pick one song that I wanted to represent each of the albums. There's a lot of them, of course, that I think would have done a great job, and it was great that there were a couple that we were able to focus, like do different songs from the same album, like you were saying. But these are kind of the songs that really stuck with me. Maybe it was because they were the songs that got me into the album in the first place, or maybe they're just the songs that stuck with me the longest or the ones I go back to the most. But I'll start with my number 10 album, which was Black Veil Bride's The Phantom of Tomorrow. I picked the opening track, the first song that's an actual song on the album, Scarlet Cross. The song in general is a pretty cut and paste Black Veil Bride's song, but then once you get to the solo is when the song really kicks in for me, because there's a great solo, but underneath it, the rhythm section is so cool with the dun 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 dun, and that's what really sold me on the album, was this song and the band playing during the solo part. I just love that section. I wish it was a longer section of the song, but that's really what made me give this album another look. So number 9, an album that we'll be hearing about more as the episode goes on, Accept's Too Mean to Die. I picked Sucks to Be You. I love when Accept is having fun with their lyrics, when they're pulling the rug out from underneath somebody, and this one has the iconic chorus of background vocals, the gang vocals that Accept do. It has a great solo in it. I love the chugging riff in it. There was a lot of songs I could have picked from Accept's new album, but this is the one that I wanted to pick because BC picked the first song that I wanted to pick.
Oh, really?
This one was my runner-up. I also was maybe thinking of Not My Problem, because it has a very similar kind of fuck you vibe but I really like Sucks to Be You. Number 8, another album I shared with BC, Dream Theater's A View from the Top of the World. I picked Sleeping Giant. This is the song that I think represents the old school Dream Theater in doing the cool time changes, and there's some almost old westy piano, like player piano vibes at times that Jordan Rudess does, and it's really cool. But I love the really technical riff that John does. I think James sounds really good on the song. It's a fantastic 10-minute track from this great Dream Theater album that's very accessible to people. Number 7, of course, I had to cheat. Since I cheated in the top episode, I have 2 Foo Fighters albums, Medicine at Midnight and the DG's Hail Satin. So I picked a song from each of them. The song from Medicine at Midnight, I picked Cloud Spotter. I love how fun and bouncy this song is. It's a very cool, swingy song, and even the chorus goes swing, swing. It's just a fun chorus. I love the riff in it. There's kind of it's like a cowbell, not a cowbell, but there's this percussive thing in the intro that I really like. That's really, really fun. And then, of course, I picked their cover of You Should Be Dancing for the DG Tail Satin, because the first time I heard this, I was blown away. It was so good. I didn't think that they could do the falsetto as well as the Bee Gees, but they nailed it, and it's a really fun cover of a great song. My number 6, from Star-Lord Space Riders, I picked Ghost. This is a really good ballad from a video game soundtrack that doesn't have any right to be as good as it is. I think that the rest of the album sounds very awesome, 80s hard rock feel to it, and of course you had to have a ballad-ish song, and this is kind of the ballad-ish song on the album, but it's a rocking ballad. It has the soaring solo, it has a great chorus. I love the background vocals on this song. It's just a really... This probably could have been a radio hit if they actually were a real band back in the 80s. It has that epicness to it. It makes you feel something, and I really enjoyed it. Now, my number 5 song from Dirty Honey's self-titled debut, I had to go Tied Up. I love the female background vocals on this song. I love how the guitar work is. The riff is just so catchy. it's another bouncing song. You're just bouncing along to it. You could jump down the sidewalk, and it's so tied up. I also love how it ends with just the vocals. That is such a cool way to end the song. And there's also a tempo pickup towards the end that would have been awesome if they went off on like a riff or jammed on that, but it was still cool, a little switch up on the chorus at the end that I really enjoyed. My number 4 track from Volbeat's Servant of the Mind, I went with one of the first singles released for this album, Shotgun Blues. I had this as a gem song a couple weeks ago, and I just think it's a really great, grungy, chugging Volbeat. This is the lane that I like Volbeat in the most, and it just catches your ear immediately. There's even a bit of a thrash pickup in the middle of the song, which is really cool. But it's a fun, simple riff, but it just hits you right away, and it just has that Volbeat sound to it. And I love how the vocals go, Shotgun Blues. His vocals are just so catchy to me, and I can understand why people might not like them, but I just really like them. Speaking of people maybe not liking the vocals, Trivium for In the Court of the Dragon. The last song on the album, The Phalanx, this was also released as a single. This one has so many cool changes in it. I think it's a really catchy chorus this one also has a lot of emotion in it for me. It just feels very epic. It's a very melodic metal way to end the album. There's some great guitar work, great soloing. The drums are really awesome on it. But Matt Heafy's vocals are just very sorry. You could feel the battle being lost, and trying to you could just feel the plight of this warrior that's singing the song, and I think it really is a great way to end such a heavy album, so I had to pick that song. And then I'm picking it up with number 2, Royal Blood from Typhoons. I went with Boilermaker. This is just a dance rock song, if ever there was one. It very much, for me, had a White Stripes feel at times with how bouncy that riff is, and I love the way he sings the chorus especially. Very much reminds me of how Jack White would sing. Standing in the it's just very. I also.
That's not helping.
Yeah. I love there's background electronic instrumentals during the. It almost sounds like an apocalyptic soundscape behind it that really adds and elevates the song, and it's just these two guys know how to jam on a groove. And the drums and the bass are just locked in key with each other. And this was the song that first caught me with this album. And it's a great later track on this album. And then number 1, of course, you got Ice Nine Kills, Welcome to Horrorwood, Silver Scream 2. I picked Assault and Batteries, the song that's based off of Child's Play, the Chucky movies. It has the Toys R Us theme, as I've been informed. During the chorus, you won't ever grow up, you won't make it past 6, because this 2-foot-tall demonic doll will make you his bitch. It has so many fun elements to it. There's xylophones going on. There's the announcements over the toy store. You got the demonic cult chanting. Really cool breakdown section right before it. A blistering solo. I just think this is a really great showcase of how theatrical and how intense this band could be, because it even starts with somebody's flipping through the channels, and you get a news broadcast of a serial killer shot down in a toy store, and then we're like, oh, this woman says her son's doll was possessed by an evil murderer. It's just a really cool way to showcase a fun but fucked up movie, and I think that these guys do that like no other people. So that was my pick for Ice Nine Kills, Assault and Battery. So that's my top 10 list for songs from my top 10. What'd you think, Deb?
I enjoyed pretty much all this. Black Veil Brides, I always thought they were a band that, and I think I called them before like the American Nickelback or something, that people bust on them so much. I think they're really good. I like their sound. I love their singer. I think he fucking sounds fantastic. And I think I misspoke when I said that it's I don't like when they're doing, but I think this is a concept album as well. I think they pretty much do everything in that kind of vein. But this one feels more like a standalone song kind of album for me. I really like it. The playing on it is fantastic. I love their sound. Except Sucks to Be You, patented vocals. Sucks to Be You, fucking fantastic. Dream Theater, Sleeping Giant, and it's funny because you mentioned the piano in there. It kind of reminds you of like you said, like you would go in a saloon, like in a Western movie,
Yeah,
and
like the player
would
piano.
be playing the player piano. I when you said that, I'm like, oh, that's what I was trying to key on. The Foo Fighters, your double shot of them. Cloud Spider, not bad. I don't mind it. I thought it was pretty cool. It wasn't, didn't blow me away, but it wasn't a skipper. Mm-hmm. You Should Be Dancing. They did that so well.
Yeah. It
was like insane how good it's kind of scary of how good they did that, because even the funky guitar is fucking excellent in that. Star-Lord, Ghost. I mentioned that this was one of the standout songs on that album for me when we talked about it, and actually even Sonny Pooney brought it up that he gave you a good shout out on Grown Up Rock podcast. Nice. He said that he listened to it and he checked that out, and he said he wasn't expecting much from it, and he picked it for one of his picks for the year. So
awesome!
So he really liked it, and I did too. I thought it was cool. Dirty Honey, Tied Up. These guys right now are touring with Mammoth WVH, I believe.
Yeah.
I would love to catch that show.
That'd be awesome.
Nowhere around here.
No, I know. I think they're playing Jersey or Philly. Or in the end of March. So we should look into that.
Okay.
I would definitely go to that. That could be a Frank trip, I think, maybe. But I like I like how you mentioned, and I said it too when we talked about the album itself. This song lends itself to be stretched out.
Yeah.
I could see this going. It's like a 7-minute song with some back and forth guitar and some cool shit going on there. Volbeat, love those guys, and I totally understand. You can get burned out on his vocals rather quickly, but there's a lot of grindage in the song. Love it. The Trivium song, the Phalanx, cool. A lot of emotion. Not a ton of the screaming shit there, but there's some in there. But I like how it's used in like these later albums. It's not like all of that. Yeah. It's like just kind of accents it. Royal Blood, Boilermaker. That's kind of where I'm lost a little bit on this one. I like it, but I like this a little dancey for me. This album. Okay. It's not bad. I like it, but it's like doesn't get me like that first one. Ice Nine Kills. I just can't say enough how much I fucking think this album is just fucking kick ass. Just the thought that went into it, the dedication to the craft, the themes, it had to take them a month just to record this fucking song alone. I mean, it's crazy just how much different shit is in this fucking song. It's crazy. I mean, probably not. It was probably like a couple days or a week or whatever. But there's a lot going on in this song, and the whole fucking album is like that. It's just it's like literally the album's like a fucking each song's like its own movie.
Yeah,
it's crazy. It's just I get excited talking about it. Well, not that excited, but you know what I mean. But cool list.
Nice. BB, I know you have different views on Boilermaker.
He must love it since I didn't like it.
Yeah, this is a very good list. Even that, I think there's only maybe one verse in the Trivium that's a little Cookie Monster-ish.
Yeah.
But, front to back, this is a really, really good list. It's a little bit of everything. You get a little bit of heaviness, like the Accept. Accept is great, heavy, has some really good guitar riffs in it. The gang vocals are right up Accept's alley. That's, if you want Accept, that's what you go to. And that definitely covers the heaviness. And then when you go to the Foo Fighters, You Should Be Dancing, it is probably the best cover of any song ever done. It is just spot on to a T, and the video is hilarious. You see them playing with the...
I didn't know there was a video.
Yeah, there's a video that they have like the female background singers, and they got like the disco ball, and they're dressed funky. It's a really good video. It's funny. Then even when you go to the Star-Lord, it has that softer side. It goes a little bit acoustic to a little bit of electric guitar, which I like the back and forthness. Dirty Honey, you're covering the 70s groove. Then you have like the high-pitched background female vocal. It's just a great band. I like Steve said, I'd love to see these guys. And like I said, the Trivium. I love the verses that he just sings regular. I love his vocals. Love his tone. Boilermaker, it just... That's the highlight of this list for me, and I don't know why. It sucks me right in. It's a toe tapper. It's a head bobber. It's funky. The drums are so crazily distorted. It's just a fun song. And then and of course the Ice Nine Kills. How can we not say this is probably the most thought out of, best written musical album of the year, because this thing is just a beyond. This album is beyond an album. It's like an album, a movie, a novel, all rolled into one, and it's just mind blowing what these guys did to that album. But fantastic list.
Nice. BC, your thoughts?
Woo. Black Veil Brides. I mean, when they first came out, their first two albums, I was all about it. But then I kind of got tossed away. But when this came out, I mean, to me, I know his vocals are still spot on. The background vocals, this is just, I'm so much more into this than, for a little while I got lost with them. Except Sucks to Be You. Come on, this is classic Except Driving Rock. Come on. Dream Theater, Sleeping Giant. It's Dream Theater, first
Yep,
off.
yep.
I think it's a cool riff for DT. Mm-hmm. It's a little bit different riff for DT, and like you said, the piano, it has to ride some money. You gotta have ride. The Foo Fighters, the Cloud Spotter.
Yeah, Cloud Spotter.
Catchy vocals. I like the riff, and then the cover the DGs. That is so fucking. It's fun, catchy. If I walked in somewhere and I was playing, I think somebody was like, when they did those songs, they blend in the BGs with the song and shit. Very cool. Star-Lord, this is I was expecting something else, and because I heard some other stuff. I vocally, I like his vocals.
Yeah.
This song was a little more mellower, but not bad. Dirty Honey. The album keeps getting better every time I listen to it. So I gotta try to listen to it at least once a week. Another great pick. Void Beat, Shotgun Blues. I love the heavy riff, the driving beat. Has to ride somebody, you gotta have that. I like when his vocals are more deeper.
Yeah.
But in the same, it's a double-edged sword, because when they're deeper, I kind of get burned out more on it. Mm-hmm. But in this song, I like when it's more deeper. And then there's the part after the solo.
Yeah, that like thrash part.
Yeah, it just gets crazy.
Yeah,
that to me is the standout in that song. Love it. Trivium. I like this. It has a little bit of cookie. It has anger, but the solo, the choruses are very. I don't think the chorus fits the.
It's definitely like a different emotion than the rest of the song.
The song's like, and then you get the chorus, and it sticks way up for me. Royal Blood. I like some of the stuff, but this has a different feel. And as soon as you said Jack Black and
Jack White,
White
yeah.
Stripes,
Not Jack Black.
Jack Black.
That's Tenacious D.
But the White Stripes and that, I'm like, hey, you know what? Yeah, I like where the solo should be. I like those parts. They're cool. But I think I have to agree with Steve. It has more of a
dancing feel.
Dancing feel, I guess you would say. Ice Nine Kills. I mean, this has everything. This is like put into a blender.
Yeah.
You got as soon as you hear the certain music, it's like I picture a mosh pit. You got the Cookie Monster. I love the drums in this, and it's just everything's sick in this song. I would love to catch these guys in somewhere like the Kirby Center.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that kind of setting, not at a big arena, but
you'd have to get tickets fucking quickly.
But the Kirby Center, and I think just the way they are, it would be such an incredible show.
The old staircase would have been a good place for those guys. The new old staircase.
Yeah. No, good pick. I like it.
Thank you. My list runs the gambit. It's got songs to bang your head to, songs to dance to, songs to take out your lighters to. That's what I was trying to give you the full range.
Little smorgasbord there.
Yeah.
All right. Looks like BC, you're up next, buddy.
Number 10 for mine was Resurrection King's I just World on Fire as a song. The riff on the song, to me, the drums are killer. I love the vocals. Greg solo. And then there's that little Indian solo on the way out. I always like when a song has the solo in it on the way out. KK's Priest, Brothers of the Road. To me, I picked this one out of all the ones. I mean, it's very metal, but this is more straightforward, I think, hard rock. Out of all the songs on that album, which I just love it. Brothers, and we rock. Rock. The treatment, Devil in the Details. The thing that when I listen to the song, especially with headphones on, the bass is just killer in the song. It just stands out. The vocals they have now is great. I mean, they had a good vocals before. Good riffs. Short but a kick-ass solo. End Machine, number 7, Blood Money. From them opening the drum start into that kick-ass riff, this is how they should open up the first album, but they did not. But to me, this is just a killer song, and the solo one from George Lynch in this is George Lynch. The George Lynch we know and love. 6 would be Night Ranger, Monkey. This is your typical classic Night Ranger rock and roll. The solo and the solos on this are just blow you away. Number 5, Creek, Meet Your Maker. I like this one out of all the ones on the album. It stands out to me because it has more of a heavier groove, grinding, more slower feel. Straightforward drums, has the background vocals, and the bass. The bass always sticks out. I don't know, maybe I'm getting old now. The bass is.
Maybe you want to be a bass player now.
I know. It's just sticking out in all these damn songs. Number 4, Thunder, Going to Sin City. I guess that opening with the horns and everything, but to me the one that sells this to me is the background vocals. I guess you cannot go wrong. And did they do that live?
I don't think they did anything from this.
They did not.
No, because it just came out at the same time, right?
It came out like
Ball
right
Parkers.
after the cruise, which I don't know why they didn't say here's a song.
Here's
from
at least
our album
one
cover
that's
that's
coming
coming
out.
out.
for you.
Shit, if they did like close the door, like the first, that would have been fucking
Last One Out.
insane. Yeah, last one out close.
Last one out, close the door.
That's what.
Last
Close the
one out,
door,
close the
goddammit.
door.
Number 3, Dream Theater, Invisible Monster. There's a little slow intro and then the guitars and drums. To me, James sounds good. People have been bashing him the last few years, especially live. I'm like, well, he's got to be in his late 50s. I'm 52. So
It's a high range. It's a high range to sing.
Exactly. It's it's not the 90s anymore.
Cut the man a break.
Got the man a break. Okay, here's my number 2 is Accept the Undertaker. This song is just Accept to a T. There's not a bad thing on this song. Just large or small, rich or poor, takes them all.
And we know quite a few Undertakers actually.
And
Not the Undertaker.
use of the China
We have him
China
with
symbol.
Paul Bearer and
Use of the China symbol on this album, or the song album too, but especially this song is just.
Our boy Christopher Williams.
And my next one would be my last one, Iron Maiden, Death of Celts. I mean, first of all, it's Maiden. Again, this is another growing album. I mean, when it first came out, it's different. But they're not going to come out with Peace of Mind every time. They're in their
Mid 60s.
mid-60s. I mean, this album is constantly growing on me. This is going to be, to me, like one of their modern epic Maiden songs. The solos in it. And every time I listen to it, I hear something different. That's what I want to hear when you listen to an album, is when every time you hear it, you're not just hearing it over and over. You're hearing something different. Ooh, love when that stuff sticks up. That would be my playlist. BB.
Very nice list, Mr. Chapman. Resurrection Kings, great song. Love the heavy riffs in it. The vocals are great. What really drew me to this song were the big heavy drums in it. It seems like they're right out front and they get you the second they start. The Treatment song, Devil in the Detail. It has such a catchy chorus. Has like a big hook. There's some great guitar work. These guys are growing on me. This album is a really good album, and it definitely worth checking out. Then you go to the End Machine. I don't know what it is, but I maybe I expect a little bit too much out of these guys, because like you kind of touched on, the first album was like a clunker, but Blood Money is good. It's a really good song, but it's almost like it's easily the best song on the album, but there's only maybe like 3 more. It just seems like they have such a great band. They have such a great core. Like for some reason they just, I don't know what it is.
It's not equal to some of its parts.
So, yeah, it just doesn't mix well or something. But when you have Robert Mason and George Lynch, you got your 1-2 punch right there. But Blood Money is really, really good, and George Lynch's playing on that is fantastic. Night Ranger with Monkey. This is my favorite song on the album. I love this song. This is just like a kick-ass rocker, and easily the Sick Bananas solo of the night, BC. Brad Gillis kills on this song. His guitar work on this, and even the outro is really, really good. Thunder, another band growing on me. I love their background vocals at the chorus. They're just so high pitched and great. The horn section in it is so different. It's very catchy. And then you finish off your list with Iron Maiden. You know, that album, like I think I said it on our last one. This is high up on my Maiden scale. I could have threw a dart at this album and just picked one. But Death of the Celts, what I love about this, there's a little sprinkle of like Celtic music like in the background of this song, which is so cool and catchy, and how they just blend it in. But very, very heavy lists, my friend.
Dylan.
Yeah, Resurrection Kings. There was something about the way that the chorus was sung that I wasn't as big a fan of. It almost seemed like they were a little like out of time, like with the background vocals. But the solo on it, blistering, kick ass, like holy shit. Really like the solo on that. KK's Priest Brothers of the Road. I think that's probably my favorite chorus on the album. It very much feels like it could be a classic Judas Priest chorus, so I think that's why I like it a lot. I love the background vocals are really great in that, and this is like, it doesn't feel as cringy lyric wise. There's a little bit of the cringe there, but it's not like the Return of the Sentinel or whatever it is. Treatment, Devil in the Details, awesome rocker, real good jamming song. I really enjoyed that. And Machine Blood Bunny, it was okay. I think I might be on the BB train run. I expect more from it, and it doesn't quite meet the level that I'm expecting from it, so it's like, it's fine. Night Ranger Monkey. This is a great album. I had to pick for an honorable mention from this album, and Monkey is a really great song from it. Creek Meet Your Maker was probably the surprise for me on this list, because this song kicks ass. It was probably my favorite and I was not expecting it to be this good, and I really, really enjoyed it. Thunder Going to Sin City, or as you said in the text group, Going to Sun City. Really, really great Thunder song. This was a great album that I think all the songs really stack up pretty well next to each other, so any pick was going to be as good as the next one. Dream Theater Invisible Monster, the second single on the from the album, and it's a really great song. Definitely, I would say the most accessible song on the album. Maybe The Alien, but I'd probably go Invisible Monster. Except The Undertaker, like I said, this was the song I wanted to pick. It's the dirgy, except that you could see the prowling, through the dark riff, and I love. The Undertaker was my favorite wrestler when I was a kid, so I was like, ooh, I wonder if I'm gonna like this song again. I ended up loving it. And then Death of the Celts, as I call it, the Klansman Part 2, because they very much reuse the structure of that song in this song and some of the musical motifs. But it's a good song. Not my favorite on the album, but I think it's a very, very solid epic Maiden song. So this was a good list. I really enjoyed it.
Okay, finish it up, Steve.
All right. BC. you get the we all get the because there's really nothing bad that we're going to talk about tonight. Resurrection Kings. I think I talked about it before. I didn't even know this freaking album was coming out. I'm like, ooh, Resurrection Kings, because it came up like on Amazon. Like if you're looking at something people also bought, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's not the Resurrection Kings that I have. Craig Goldie absolutely fucking tears it up on there. Vinny Appice on drums, fantastic. Chaz West is the singer for that band. He's freaking fantastic. He's one of the singers we saw when it was Dio's Disciples at M3. He was one of the singers for Dio's Disciples. That's where he's in with those guys. KK's Priest Brothers of the Road. Fun song. I love the rock. It kind of reminds me of Y&T in the name rock and roll. Rock. Like, you get that rock in. It kind of reminds me of that. I like it. And it kind of has a heading out to the highway kind of vibe for me. You know what I mean? It's got more of a early 80s classic Priest feel to it than more of the modern stuff, which is fantastic. Treatment. These guys are their last couple albums have just been fucking absolutely killing it. Devil in the Detail, fun band. I really wish that they were like this when they opened for Kiss, because I would have definitely made sure that I got to see them. I didn't get to see them when they opened up for Kiss. I didn't get to see them. Night Ranger Monkey, one of the best modern deep tracks for Night Ranger in the last like 4 albums ish. Because this one immediately caught my ear, and I think I even mentioned it to Brad Gillis when we did the interview with him. So I it's fantastic. And BB, I totally agree with you. Sick Bananas, Solo of the Night, fucking fantastic. Creek, and this was one, like, this is one, too, like, when BC had that on the list, I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then it was the singer from Bigfoot, right?
Bigfoot.
Singer from Bigfoot. Great song. I love the feel to it, and it's really good. And this is one, and actually, I'll save that for the end because I'm going to ask you guys something different later. Thunder, you guys know my feeling on this album, Going to Sin City. You could have put these songs up on the wall and thrown a dart at it, and you would pick a fucking awesome song. Going to Sin City. Love the feel of it. I love the background vocals, and this is a fucking fantastic album. And I love Vegas, so song about Vegas, I'm there. Dream Theater, Invisible Monster. This was one of the no, not the Raiders, BB. No.
You're in Vegas. You're in Vegas.
No. I liked it better when they had the Raiders shit there, but it didn't have Las Vegas on it. Dream Theater, Invisible Monster. This is the Dream Theater that I can get into. I mean, I didn't mind the one we went to see the concert for. They did the whole album. What was that?
The Astonishing.
The Astonishing. There was some good stuff in that. It was cool to see them. I thought they sounded fantastic. Apparently, like we said before, it depends on where you were in the venue. But this is more accessible to more of a casual Dream Theater fan like myself. Like a diehard Dream Theater fans, I think, are going to kind of latch on to whatever they put out. But the songs are, and trust me, I don't mind a long song. I don't. I just, like, sometimes Dream Theater turns me off like too fucking crazy with 15 time changes in a fucking 20-minute song. I mean, that's, my attention span is pretty good for music, but not that fucking good. But this is more accessible to me, this album. I really enjoyed it, and I think Dylan mentioned the song Alien before. That's the opening track on the album.
Yep.
That was great, and I'm glad they put that out first because that was, for me, going, okay, I'm going to give this album a chance because this song is really accessible to me. And even the last one was like that, too. The one with the hand on the skull, whatever one that was called. And that was, and they're going...
Distance Over Time.
Yeah, and I think they're going in that direction. I'm thinking maybe because they got a lot of backlash from The Astonishing. I think maybe a lot of people maybe bash that, and they're kind of like, okay, let's get back to... Maybe they like a Bob Ezrin there. Take them to the Dream Theater boot camp. Take them right back to where they started, Except Undertaker. This, I think, was the first song that they put out as a single before the album was coming out, like, actually in early or late 2020. I think maybe this song might have actually been released. Fantastic. Our buddy Phil Schaus is in there. Christopher Williams, Mark Tornello. Like I said before, I love that the band is half Americans now. Fucking love it. But you know what? They keep that accept feel, the whoa, just the accept feel. The guitar tone, Wolf Hoffman has never sounded fucking better. Mark Tornello is a fantastic fit for these guys. Sings their albums fantastic. Does awesome justice to the old stuff. Fantastic. Iron Maiden, Death of the Celts. Really cool song. It would, of the three epic songs at the end, this would not have been the one that I would have probably picked the Parchment. But Death of the Celts, I like it. Listen, just do yourself a favor. Listen to right at like the 8-minute mark of this fucking song. There's this really moody bass part in there that has the little harmonic Celtic stuff in the background, and it is so like. Don't just go to that. Listen to maybe 2 minutes before that, but then it's mixed and it's put in this song so well. That part, I'm like, okay, here it comes, and I'm looking at 8 minutes. Here we go, and it's that part. It's probably one of my favorite parts of the whole fucking album. It's just fucking fantastic. Great song, great album, and I totally agree with you what you said, BC. I hear something different every time I listen to this Maiden album. It could be the I don't know. Maiden fans will probably boo me or send me hate mail and shit. It could be the greatest Iron Maiden album recorded.
Wow. I'm
just going to leave that at that.
The views
Great
expressed by Steve Wright do not necessarily reflect that of the podcast.
And trust me, and I've been with Maiden since early 82 when Number came out, right after Number came out. But I love and this is, like BC said, this is not the Iron Maiden that put out Peace of Mind, Number of the Beast. They've evolved. this is the Iron Maiden of today. This is what you have now. They still kick ass playing the old shit and stuff like that, but I love the newer stuff. I love the epicness of Iron Maiden at this point in their career. I fucking absolutely love it. So there's BC's and Dylan's list for 2021. And real quick, I forgot to mention at the beginning of the episode, last week's episode, BC, myself, Granza, Sonny, and Steven did part 1 of the Monsters of Rock cruise preview, and part 2 is over on the Monsters of Rock, Monsters of Rock, on a Growing Up Rock podcast with Steven and Sonny. So we did half. Our guys did half. Those guys did the other half. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. And if you haven't checked out their version of it, the part 2, go over check that. And it's going to be interesting to go back and see what bands we talked about that were actually not on the ship. So I just wanted to throw that out there. BC had a good time doing that one.
Oh, it was a good time. It was all with Sonny and Steven and little Boo Boo there. And like you said, we talked about probably at least 3 bands that are not going to be on there now. And then we still got how many days?
Yeah. I literally talked about one band, and I didn't know they were off the boat when we talked about them.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
She was like, by the way, they're not on there.
Told me.
Like, fuck. All right, so I just wanted to throw that out there. I forgot to mention that at the beginning of the episode. So I had a Jim song picked out, but when BC was talking about what he was listening to, I changed the Jim song. We're going to play Suck It Up from Bang Tango.
Yeah.
From the Pistol Whipped in the Bible Belt album from 2011. Hope you guys enjoyed some little Bang Tango, Suck It Up there. I actually had a different gem song picked, but when BC was talking about them, I'm like, that's a cool song. We'll play that one. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you do. And we were kind of surprised. Like, that came out in 2011? Holy shit. Like, time flies here. So what we're going to do is we're going to skip the gems this week, and we're just going to go right back into our list. And our buddy, Mr. Raider, BB's up next.
Alrighty. My list, it's almost kind of like Dylan's. It's got a little bit of everything. It's got it's got everything from A to Z. It's all mishmash, the old crock pot of 2021 on my list. But I'm going to start off with song number 10 from the band Circus of Rock. It's off their album Come One, Come All. It's called Crossroads. I think this was an all-star Sweden type thing. The drummer, and I don't want to say his name because I'll butcher it, but he was like a Swedish drummer. He got all these great Sweden musicians that come on and do like a 14-song album. I think Frontiers picked these guys up, but so all the songs are a little bit different by different singers, couple different musicians. But this song, it has an amazing keyboard, guitar start to it. The vocals are really, really crisp and great. It has like a heavy, deep purple sound to these guys. So if you guys are into like a deep purple with a little sprinkle of heaviness, check out that album Circus of Rock. It is on YouTube. It's not, it's super, super deep. I was actually surprised it was on Apple Music. So check them out. Good stuff on that album. Song number 9 from Jeff Scott Soto off of his Duets collection volume 1. So I'm assuming it's going to be a little bit more. It's the song Mysterious. It's a duet with Eric Martin from Mr. Big. And this is a song that is redone from the time when Jeff Scott Soto was in the band Talisman. They released a couple albums. Mysterious was one of their more popular songs. Upbeat rocker. Really cool. More keyboard sound in this. Back and forth vocals between Jeff and Eric, which are really, really cool. Little guitar work in there is kind of blended in with the keyboard sound, which makes it sound really, really cool. Song number 8 from the band Rough Cut. They released an album. It's actually just called 3. The song I picked was Prowler. This was an old song that they had off the first album that was never finished or never released. So Paul came in there, put some heavy vocals on there, put some crazy riffs in there. Really, really cool song about a night prowler. Has some
Nanu.
Yeah, has some radio transmissions from between the cops and comm center. Really, really cool stuff. Great lyrical song. Check that out, Prowler. Really, really good song. I think it may be on YouTube. I'm not sure. I had to send these guys the actual link off their Bandcamp site because I'm not sure. That's the only place I knew where to send it because it's not on Apple. Song number 7 from Todd LaTorre. The album Rejoice in the Suffering. It's the song is called Darken Mystery. Great song. Great heavy start. Fast right out of the gate. Then it goes into a little bit of a softer, more melodic sound to it. It kind of slows down. Nice melodic guitar work towards the end of the song. It almost starts off like a King Diamond song and it kind of ends like Todd sounds now with Queensryche. It's like a 1-2 punch with these two guys. Really, really cool song. That album is heavy as fuck. Check that out. Rejoice in the Suffering by Todd LaTorre. Great album. Song number 6 I picked from the Dead Daisies off their Holy Ground album. I picked Unspoken. I love the slow early 70s feel to this song right in the beginning. And then towards the chorus, it kind of picks up a little bit. The tempo gets a little heavier. Guitar work gets a little bit more crazier. Doug Aldridge plays guitar on this. Great sound that he has in this band. Great song. Check that out. Unspoken by the Dead Daisies. Fantastic on that album. Song number 5 I picked from the Smiths Kotzen album, self-titled. I picked Some People. It has a slower, bluesy. Whoa! It has a
song is this?
This is disgusting. This has like a slower, bluesy feel to it. Kotzen sings a little bit of the first part, then Smith comes in, sings another verse. Richie, he sings most of the chorus, which the tone of his voice is so cool in the chorus of this. And of course, their guitar work in this is fantastic. Really, that's a great album. Song number 4 I picked was from Black Label Society off their Doom Crew Inc. album, Gather All My Sins. I picked this one because it really showcases what we kind of talked about the last time. Zach and Dario back and forth with their playing right out of the gate. Zach will start, Dario comes in, sing a couple verses. Dario starts the solo. Zach comes in, does a little solo. Then he combined the solo, and they're both playing at the same time. Great guitar work on this song. Definitely the highlight of the album for me. Song number 3 off the Iron Maiden Zenjutsu album. I picked Days of the Future's Past. I was kind of late on this. Everybody had 3 of the 4 of us actually had songs off this, so I was kind of late. But I love this song. It has that old, maybe like a Brave New World, Dance of the Death era feel to this song. I absolutely my favorite song of the album, so I was glad I got that. Song number 2 I picked from the band Plush. The song is called Hate. This is the all-girls band from upstate New York. These guys are getting a lot of radio play. They're opening up for Wolfgang. They've opened up for Evanescence. They've opened up for Hailstorm. So these girls, I think they're all under 20, putting their stuff out. This Hate song, dark, deep, hard rock song. Great feel, great sound. These girls are really know what they're doing out there. Their album is really good. Super good stuff on the album. Check that out. Plush's self-titled album. And from my number 1 album this year, Mammoth WVH. It's self-titled, of course. We kind of already talked about Don't Back Down and Distance and You're to Blame. I picked the opening track, Mr. Ed. And I picked it because I don't know the backstory of this song, but the solo in this is so cool, and there's some finger tapping in that solo that you can kind of feel his dad in that solo a little bit. And once again, Wolfgang does vocals, drums, bass, guitar work on this whole album, and props to him for doing this. I think it took him like 6 years to do it, but it's a fantastic album, and Mr. Ed opens up the album. Great song. So, Righty, what'd you think about this mosh pit of musical disaster?
All right. I think I have your list number-wise mixed up a little bit at the end here, but that's okay. Rough Cut Prowler. I have this. I picked up the CD of this, and I really didn't get a lot of a chance to really check it out. But then, like, you put it in the playlist, you send us the song separately. This song was friggin' fantastic. I'm like, wow. I was blown away by this. I was like, I definitely got to fucking check out more. Like, give this a better listen. But it sucks when shit's not on streaming. I buy it. I have the physical product, but with the way phones and shit are now, it's hard to get it onto your phone and into a format that you can listen to regularly. Pain in the fucking balls. But great song. I thought it was excellent. And it is not Iron Maiden's Prowler, by the way. Circus of Rock, Crossroads, really good. I'll tell you what. This song has so many different like flavors and colors and shit like that. Different singers, but it's really good. And it's actually a very cohesive album, I thought. It was really good. And Jeff Scott Soto, how could you go wrong with Eric Martin and Jeff Scott Soto? Jeff Scott Soto, knock on wood so far as we're speaking, still on Monsters of Rock Cruise, because he's supposed to do some stuff. And then the band Soto was on there as well. But apparently, I think we talked about it on the preview. Like, the band can't get on, so it's going to be guys with him doing Soto stuff, I think. So, don't quote me on that, but I think that was my understanding of what's going on. Dead Daisies Unspoken, fantastic. You guys know my feelings. Glenn Hughes, Sick Bananas fucking singer, the whole fucking list here today. Black Label Society, Gather All My Sins. Album is absolutely growing on me. Like I said, maybe too many ballads on there, couple skippers, but the stuff that is good is really good. And I love that Dario's now that him and Zach are sharing the lead role. That makes it even, and actually this album with him doing that makes that more accessible to me like the Dream Theater is more accessible to me. Like it gives me more interest in it because, and I love him to death, and I love you, BB, to death. But like it's
modern day
getting Yngwie like some of the Black Label Society stuff with Zach. But now you have it breaks it up. It breaks it up, and I like that. It makes it more accessible to me to listen to. Smith Kotzen, Some People, great song. Richie Kotzen, fantastic. My buddy Steve from Steve's Iron Maiden Zone, he actually flew out to Vegas to see Smith Kotzen at Club Vamped, and he did it. Huh? I know. We're thinking that's who's going to be the.
I've seen them both individually.
I know. I have too. But that's who we're thinking. Maybe the surprise band is going to be on the Monsters Rock Smith Kotzen. If it is,
wild.
I will go fucking insane. But
Some
People's fantastic. Richie's vocals are great, and I forgot to. I think I forgot to mention it to Steve when he was going out there. Just Richie Kotzen not playing. I can't get over it. He does not play with a guitar pick. It's fucking insane how this guy fucking tears it up with no guitar pick. I was looking at my list there. Okay. Iron Maiden, Days of Future Past. Like I talked about Maiden before. Just fantastic album. And there is literally not even anything close to a skipper on this one for me. Where Book of Souls I love, but there's like one or two songs on that I was like, I could gotta live without. But on this one, absolutely not. Days of Future Past, one of the shorter songs in the album too. Which has, I love the epic stuff, but you have to mix it up. You gotta throw those 4.5, 5 minute songs in there. I mean, and that's like a 3-minute song for any other fucking band. But you gotta throw it in there. Fantastic. Plush, this girl has such a powerful voice. Like, really good album, and it really is. I picture this young lady singing, but like a backing band of like dudes that have been doing it for fucking ever. But it's not. They're all like the same age. In the production, and I think a lot of the stuff that we talk about now is just the production is just fucking outstanding on it. And the production is fantastic on there. Mammoth, Mr. Ed. This was I had heard
Don't Back Down.
Don't Back Down in Distance. I'd heard that before. I'm like, okay, cool. But the opening track on the song, this is the one that I'm like, I'm going to love this album. I'm going to love this album. Because starts out, like, the kid's got talent. Yep. The kid's got freaking talent. Hey, you know what? If being Eddie Van Halen's son is going to get you on the Guns N' Roses tour to get you noticed, good for you. Good for you. Good job.
Yep. Dylan.
Yeah, this was a solid list. Rough Cut Prowler. It took me a little bit to get into that song because it's kind of a slower build to it. But like, once I got the feel of it, I did like it.
In the middle, it's like,
yeah, that's what I mean. Like, but like right at the beginning, I'm like, okay, I'm feeling it out. Like, what's gonna happen? But I really did enjoy it. Circus of Rock, Crossroads, that surprised me as well. I thought that was a good song. It wasn't what I was expecting of it to be. No, I have the list right here. Okay. Thank you, though. I really appreciate that.
No problem.
Yeah.
I'm here to help.
Yeah, it was a good song as well. Disappointed it wasn't the famous Crossroads song. But, Jeff Scott Soto, his voice sounds great with anybody, but Eric Martin, great duo. I think Eric Martin is fantastic, and I just like hearing two good singers sing great together. You know, it's the two great tastes that taste great together. Todd the Torre, Darken Majesty. I forget about that. Really, really great album. It showcases his other than Queensryche side, where like he doesn't have to sound exactly like Jeff Tate to keep the consistency. He could do a little bit different stuff, and I think he really showcases a lot of cool stuff on that album. Did Daisies Unspoken? I think the background vocals could be turned up a bit during the chorus. I feel like they're back a little too far, and the instrumentals are kind of overpowering them a little bit. But fantastic solo. I love the solo on this song. Running, Smith Kotzen, great song. This is a good duo, and if they are on the cruise, you and Sonny are going to have to be locked in the cabin while they're going around the boat, because you two will be nonstop looking out for them. Gather All My Sins, Black Label. This is a deep track on the album, correct?
Yes.
Because I had not gotten to it when I was listening to the album. And this blew me away. Fantastic. I was sad that they put it so deep in the album because I didn't get to hear it until just now. And I was like, yes, this is what I want from Black Label. I love the back and forth solo where you could just hear the bass underneath as the rhythm track, and you could hear Zach and the new guitarist going back and forth. Like you were saying, that's how it gives me more respect because it's not just Zach.
Well, he's not new.
No, but like
he's just unleashed.
Yeah, unleashed. But yeah, the different guitar tones, you could tell that it's the two of them,
So
and
cool.
I really appreciate that. Days of Future Past, probably one of my favorite tracks on the new Maiden album. I like how it's short. It is not one of the tracks that I could do without. I'm basically the opposite of you. Book of Souls, I like all the tracks. This I could do without a couple tracks.
Really?
Yeah. Plush Hate, great album. Great musicians. I really appreciate all of the songs. This is a really cool, heavy one. And I'm very excited to see where they go next, for sure. And then Mr. Ed, Man with WVH. Fantastic opening salvo from Wolfgang. It's a really great, hard rockin' song that's just very... I love the harmonies he does with himself in the chorus. Very cool. This is... your 2 and 1 are just people I'm so excited to see more of. I'm very excited to see the future of both of those projects. So this was a good list.
Sweet. Thank you.
BB, how'd he pull off Mr. Ed live?
Fantastic. It was great. It was to a T. Like there was no like he didn't fumble, nothing. Like and they sounded good live as the album. So they're pretty much they're tight. And that was
in the summer.
That was early, so they probably only had maybe 10 concerts under their belt, if that.
That's wild.
And they were tight. They were a really tight band. All right, BC, bring it home, kid.
I love you, baby.
And you love these songs.
All your songs suck.
Horrible. Mine are all messed up too. Rough cut. I mean, like I said, it sucks that you can't just be pulling this up and listening to this album. I listened to it a few times. This song, I like it right from the get-go. I like when it's the bass in this song is killer. It has that guitar sound, that tone or whatever.
You're all about the bass today, BC.
No treble.
And
Fuck treble.
fuck treble, turn it down.
BB knows what I'm talking about.
But and also this song, to me, the cymbals are so crisp in the recording. Like you don't hear that in a lot of albums. And they got Paul Stratino. He still sounds killer. A little different feel for the solo, but overall, I really love this song. Circus of Rock, Crossroads. I didn't mind it. Mid-tempo, like a slower groove. I like shit like that. I really like the solo on that. Jeff Scott solo and Mr. Big, Eric Martin.
Might as well call him Mr. Big.
Mr. Big, Eric Martin. I mean,
Mr. Big.
here's two guys that've been around since the 80s, both of them. They're still doing it. That says enough right there. Todd Thor. I mean, this is the first. When this first came out, it's kind of like, but this album has totally been a turnaround in my book. I love the grinding riff. Vocally, it's definitely, it does have to be in the vein of Jeff Tate. Very short solo, not too bad. Dead Daisies. I like the opening part. That's very cool. The background vocals stick out to me. I don't know. I love Glenn Hughes, but maybe because I'm looking at it as Dead Daisies. I think this might fall in the category of one of those albums. Don't look at it as Dead Daisies.
Just rock out.
Go away.
I'm just saying.
Who let him in this podcast? who will let him in today?
Thank you for enjoying BC's last show.
Your next pick, the guys are opening up the cruise. Sweet Captain. I called it. So, hey.
I will. If
looking
they
at
play
Facebook,
that, we'll
when you're
still
looking
be
at-
in within distance. I'll stream some of it live.
You heard it here first, people. I mean, I'm really digging this album more and more. I mean, in the last few months, I've really dug into Kotzen's back catalog. And there's tons of shit.
He's got a lot of music.
Even like bluesier, slower tunes are really cool. This one song, like, fuck your feelings, fuck it. I'm like, yeah, I can get into this. Every other lyric in the song is fuck. I'm like,
There's an album out there. There's like 50 songs on it.
BC, it was like 50 for 50. I
50
think
for
it was.
50?
Yeah,
50-50 or something.
it was his 50th birthday.
One of his first songs was fuck your I'm like, I can totally get behind this. BOS, gathered my sense. I mean, again, I agree with you. This is the best album in the century. No, I mean, I was getting a little burned out on the Zach Vey.
Zach, yep.
So when you hear
Vey Wild,
you hear the soul and back and forth. I mean, that is cool. That was a big plus for me. And
it helped.
Not only the song, but the album.
It does.
It gives that whole new dimension, I think, which really stood out. And I was like, "Oh, this is freaking cool." Iron Maiden, come on, and just another more upbeat. To me, it's a classic in the making. 15 years down the road, we'd be like, Plush. I mean, I'm really not too familiar with these people, so I was listening to it musically. It's fucking whew. And then when I listen to her sing, I mean, I hear bits of Lizzie Hale. Not saying that she sounds like her, just here and there.
Little sprinkles.
Yeah, little sprinkles. But like, I mean, the age that they are, they don't sound it. And Mammoth, Mr. Ed. And that Mammoth, I was like, yeah, it's good. Until this song, vocally, again, this song caught me.
Yeah.
If you're doing something, you find yourself like, ooh. And that's what I love. To me, this is the song that...
And it sounds so good.
It does. I mean, it just has a totally great song. Vocally, I enjoy this whole song, so that's why I will listen to that a little bit more. Another good list.
All right. Good job, BB.
All right.
Not bad for a Raiders fan.
Not bad.
All right. My list will be last, and we actually, I didn't mention it, we did our scientific pick out of BB's Ops Core hat, which is... That's shit you're making it work.
That's the shit we're making it work, protecting the Marines on the ground,
all right.
The ground front.
It's
all right.
Oscorp. It's Norman Osborn's.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm something of a scientist myself.
Green Lantern shit. All right.
Nope.
No? Green
Norman
Lantern.
Green Goblin.
Green Goblin. Okay.
DC. That's
Sorry,
DC.
sorry, Sonny. I know. Pony's a big a Green Lantern guy. So, okay. My 10 here, and this album just made my top 10 because it came out so late, and this is the one I got fucked on my vinyl. Exodus, Persona Non Grata. I know that probably the Killer Bees don't like this because vocally, but it's and I was surprised. I went back and it's written by Lee Altus and the drummer Tom Hunt. I was like, holy shit! Like I figured this is Gary Holt all the way. It's not Gary Holt. But the chorus, slipping into madness, fucking fantastic. Just that gang thrash vocal, absolutely love it. My number 9 song from War Kings, the album's Revolution, Sparta Part 2. This is Sparta. I can't get enough of this album. It has this really cool mandolin part in this song. It makes it so much different from the rest of the song, but the guy's vocals are fantastic. He sings in different ranges throughout the song. It's literally like watching 300, the movie 300 set to a fucking heavy metal album. And next one, KK's Priest from the Sermons of the Sinner. Sacerdote ye diablo. Probably mispronounced it. Fantastic song.
The lower the Sacrosanct.
Excellent song. I love. I had to pick this song because it's probably my favorite song on the album. This song just absolutely fucking rips. Next song from the Halloween self-titled. If I love these guys, I'll tell you what. This album is absolutely fantastic. The harmony and the vocal harmony in this song is fantastic. The background vocals, just fantastic song. But just absolutely fantastic. It's got, I think there's like three guitar players on this. They're kind of like Maiden now, but with 2 singers. Just crazy. Just this album just totally blew me away. Number 6, Smith Kotzen, Running. This is the song that they closed the Smith Kotzen shows out with. So hopefully me and BC will be reporting back on that from the Monsters Rock Cruise. I hope we are not wrong on this one. Fantastic. Just a great, great song. Great production on the album. And this was one that I was like, wait a minute. Richie Kotzen and Adrian Smith? Like 2 people. Like if you would have said, put 2 people together to do an album. In 1,000 guesses, I would have never put these 2 together. But it works. It absolutely fucking works. I've watched some of the videos of these guys live. They're great. The bass player, I guess, is Richie Costin's wife on stage. But she's great, though. She's fucking killing it on fucking...
But she has her own band, too, as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she sings as good as she plays bass.
I mean, she was fantastic. My next one, Dead Daisies from Holy Ground, Chosen and Justified, one of the deeper tracks in the album. Just, I think, a killer track, especially vocally for Glenn Hughes. I love his... This is one of the songs that I think would fit perfectly on a Black Country Communion album, because I think it has that kind of feel, but Doug Aldrich just ramps it the fuck up. Number 4, I picked the Time Machine from Iron Maiden Senjutsu. I love the feel of this, the vocal harmony and melody that goes with the music in the song, and you get the patented Maiden dual guitar harmony thing going on there. Absolutely fantastic. My number 3 track from Accept, from Too Mean to Die, No One's Master, No One's Slave, and you get that guitar harmony again. Just Phil Schaus and Wolf Hoffman and Yuli, the other guitar player. Just, I'll tell you what, fantastic. We saw these guys live. BC and I saw them. Just like, it was literally like I would picture being at a show in fucking Europe. The way the crowd was and the music was fucking fantastic. My number 2 song from Thunder, from All the Right Noises album, She's a Millionaire Ass. Closing track on the album. She can't be too blonde. She can't be too thin. Fucking fantastic song. Just so cool. And my number 1 track for my number 1 album, from Durban, The Beast Awakens, Calling Out for Midnight. Last night, was it last night? No, I'm sorry, the night before last, because I worked last night. I was home, Dylan was out, Carson was working, wife was in bed, so I'm like, you know what, I'm going to throw the headphones on, I'm going to go through this list and listen to everything and write some notes down. As you see, I didn't write any notes down for anything, by the way. But like, I listened to this playlist so much, I knew the songs in and out. Like, so Calling Out to Midnight came on, and I'm like, fuck. So I'm like, okay, I want to hear that again. Put on again. I literally stopped the playlist. I listened to the whole fucking album twice. I'm like, holy shit. My ears were fucking ringing by the time I went to bed, because I probably pounded about fucking 8 fucking beers fucking listening to it. And I'll tell you what, and this album came out it came out in January of 2021. And I'm still just insane over this. This album just fucking hit me. This is, in my opinion only, this is the best metal album that came out in the last 10 years. I've probably listened to this album.
The views expressed.
I don't know. It's honestly, God, it just hit me that much. I can't get enough of this fucking album. The song, the chorus is fantastic. Just fast-paced song. Vocals are great. Background vocals are great. The guitar playing is fantastic. You got Mike Vanderhue on fucking drums from Y&T. You have, I think so. I think Barry Sparks on bass.
You got James Durbin on vocals.
Just a fantastic fucking album. A couple different guitar players. Phil Dremel. Just a fantastic album. So, and I know BB. I know BB likes this song, so I threw it out there. So, what do you think, PC?
Oh, great Exodus. Slipping into madness. I love everything about the song, but the vocals, I can't get into them.
I miss Rob Dukes. I do miss Rob Dukes. I really still do.
I got spoiled.
You guys gotta get over it.
I know. He's a guy there now, but
yeah,
but it's so good. I don't mind the vocals so much on this album. The last one, it was.
It's not horrible, but I guess the way he had that.
Picture Rob Dukes singing.
But I love the guitar tone, the group vocals. Fuck it. But War Kings, I think the vocals are totally cool. Rockin' song, the background vocals. And here, I'm having trouble reading my own brain. Jesus Christ. This is the kind of week I've
Okay, Steve.
Jeepers, Steve.
What is that like what instrument is that?
The mandolin.
Mandolin.
Thank
you. I'm sitting there listening to a song going, what the fuck is that?
It's a ukulele.
But it gives us such a different feel to it. It's fucking cool.
Totally dug that one. KK's Priest. I mean, opening vocals, killer riff, and that the double bass in the song, killer solo. That is definitely probably top song, top 2.
It's great. I love it. There's real great playing on that.
What's this next band? Hell No Meat.
Shut up! I will kill you.
Best time. I mean, to me, this guy has the distinctive vocals.
Yeah, it's Michael Kiske singing this one, by the way.
Kiske. I mean, I've listened to this a few times. It keeps growing. I gotta get more back. I haven't been into these guys heavy since what was that, late 80s? Early 90s?
Mid to late 80s they came out.
But definitely looking into more of that. Smith Kotzen, like I said, we're going to see these guys on the opening of the cruise.
We better.
The guitars, the bass, and this, I guess, and Richie's vocals have been growing on me for a little while. The both solos. Again, talking about Zach Wilde and Dario. Here's another one, 2 guitar bass back and forth. Dead Daisies, Chosen and Justified here, and musically, I like this very musically good solo, and I have a PT, B, so it's parts before chorus.
Could be.
I can't even read my fucking own right.
You were drinking too the other night.
Call that a pre-chorus.
So I want to say that parts before the chorus. Can you help me out here? I'm trying to play it in my head and trying to read it my own fucking writing. Ugh.
I don't know. I right now I can't get best time out of my head. Sorry.
Iron Maiden, Time Machine, Maiden. I mean, we talked about this album already. It's I'm so thrilled because I was a little nervous when the first song came out. What the fuck was that called?
Writing on the Wall.
Thank you. When that came out, I was like,
really? I loved it from the fucking first.
No, I was a little like, oh.
It's different for them.
Different.
It's different for them.
It was different.
It is.
I didn't like it.
And I'm kind of glad that they released that first because people were like freaking out over it.
People were definitely freaking out, except no
It's a country song.
To me, on this, except when the drums are off the scale. And again, Mark's vocals fit except perfectly. Thunder, She's a Millionaire Ass. I love the keys organ.
Fun song. Yeah, you get that kind of lounge of keyboard sound there.
Totally a good groove. You got the backup girl singing. I mean, you got some ride, of course. You got to have the ride and everything. And then this next song, I don't know. Durbin. I remember, I don't know, I got room for this guy with Quiet Riot. But this is great. Such a rocking tune. The way he sings is so much better than, I don't know what the fuck he was doing in Quiet Riot. He was trying to be something he wasn't. In this album, he
had to be the guy in the band. He had to be.
Yeah, but
I know. I was there too.
Cranking solo. I mean, this is just so much better. So much better. And this whole album rocks, and this is what redeemed them for me.
This is how he does it.
Yeah, Quiet Riot. He was trying too hard to be. God love him.
What do you think, BB?
Alrighty, righty. It's funny how I always think like we're like opposite ends of the scale, but we pick like Smith Kotzen, Dead Daisies, and Iron Maiden, and I didn't even see your list when you sent it. I already had pretty much mine. Like,
right.
Actually,
the only song that was kicked back was Running.
Right.
Out of everyone's for all the crossovers we had.
Yeah. You tried to kick back Death of the Celts, but nobody else picked it. But you were just like, BC picked Death of the Celts. We're like, yeah, we know.
Oh, okay. I forgot about that.
I'm in the same boat with BC with Exodus. I think the music is great. I think the vocals are not so great. War Kings.
But do you like Rob Dukes?
I don't think you would know.
I wouldn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think you would know.
Yeah. You know me. I need like the vocal to suck me in. War Kings. Now I don't understand this. The name of the song is called Sparta, and Sparta was a Greek god.
It was a Greek island.
Island.
Oh.
It's an island.
So it's Greek.
It was a city.
But why
state.
does it have like
Greece.
Chinese music in it?
It's not Chinese music.
No, it's a mandolin.
Okay.
Yep.
I think of the Chinese. I think of the Chinese place.
Sparta was a Greek city-state back in the day.
Okay. Well, then I that was my only busting point.
Okay.
I guess I screwed it up. So
he's historically wrong, but
Thinking about
but did you like it? So if you think about it in different terms, maybe it would be different.
Right, and there's like that chanting part in there, which was really, really cool.
Yeah, it's not
really...
Senjutsu that has a Japanese name and don't talk about China.
See, I don't know why I heard like Chinese music in there. And that was my only busting point for his whole list. And no, that's good out there too. God damn it!
Come up with something else.
Yeah, right. Let me see if I can finish this out. Halloween, they're terrible. No, I can't. Halloween, love this song, love this band. Just the tone of the vocals, the gang vocals. I really like these guys. Smith Kotzen, we kind of already talked about. I tried to pick this song. Running. It reminds me like a Winery Dog. It has like the Winery Dog sound to it. That's kind of like, I'm like, ooh, I'm going to pick that one. But that whole album's good. Another one, Except No One Matters. I like that. I don't know. I really dropped the ball on this album. Like, everybody, like, all three songs, I'm like, it's just really, really good. And No One Matters. It has like this.
No One's Master.
Oh, No One's Master. Oh yeah, that's what I just can't read. I just can't read. But what I liked about this song, like I wrote down, it's like a heavy girth song. It's got like the meat and potatoes. There's like great vocals, crazy guitar work, big sounding drums, everything you want to hear in an Except song. Great stuff. Except No One's Master.
Yes.
No One's Slave.
Song number 2, Thunder. She's a Millionairess. Oh, man. It's a funky groove song. Great drum beat. The electric organ is so cool. The female background vocals are great. The funky outro solo is even cooler. Like I said with BC Song, this album keeps growing and growing on me. And then Durbin, Calling Out for Midnight, is easily the song of the year for me.
What is?
Calling Out for Midnight
he said that.
is the song of the year.
He said
I just wanted to make sure I wasn't hearing it wrong.
He said that in the episode too.
No, I know that, but I want to hear it again.
I even said to Steve the other day, we're at EMT class.
Yeah.
And I pull my phone out, and this song is the main window on my phone because I can't get past it because he puts it song number 1 on our playlist. So I would play it and play it again and play it again. Then the 2 Thunder songs, I'm like, oh wait, I want to go back to the Durbin song. I probably listened to this song to another 75 times, and I don't know why. It is just a great song. I absolutely love his vocals. James Durbin's vocals are spot on for this. The chorus is super catchy, amazing, big hook in there. The bass line, even when you put your headphones on, the bass line in this is so cool. You can actually hear it. Because a lot of songs you hear, you can't pick up the bass line. So cool in this. Guitar work is killer. And like I said, when I first listened to this album, like, it's all right. There's like too much theatrical stuff. But this song is easily the best song in the album and is easily the best song of the year for me. Wow. I mean, can't believe I can't fucking say that.
You need a hug. That had to fucking hurt. That had to hurt to say that.
My dad's gonna get one of those.
He who controls the playlist controls information.
That has the like the wavelength of "You Were Right." That you.
They're gonna loop that motherfucker. What do you got, Dylan?
Yeah, I'll just kind of hit the highlights here. Exodus, they're wrong. The vocals are great. Go listen to them. Everything about the song's great. This is a fantastic album. It was an honorable mention for me just because I didn't get a chance to let it sink in. I like Sacrosanto y Diablo. I think that's a really cool, heavy song. Very, very like 90s Priest feeling, and I really enjoy that. Dead Daisies, I like Chosen and Justified. This is probably one of my favorite tracks off the album. Very, very good. Iron Maiden, Time Machine, I like the back half of the song better than the front half. The front half gets a little samey for me. It's a little kind of just petering along, but then the back half, once they start doing the soloing and switching it up a bit, that's when I really like the song. No One's Master, No One's Slave, really fantastic Except song. And Calling Out for Midnight. I've been a Durbin fan from the beginning, since the American Idol days. I've stuck with them, and I'm glad I did because this album is great, and this is a great song as well. So, good list.
And I think he actually sang with Zach Wilde's on American Idol.
You did.
He performed. I believe he also performed with
Kiss.
Yeah.
Oh no, that was the other guy.
Was that the Adam
That was
Lambert?
Adam Lambert.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Adam Lambert, also a good singer.
And I do have to thank Dylan for bringing this album to my attention. I had no idea it was even out or a thing, and he's like,
I saw it and I'm like,
check this out. That's the first song. That's cool. He's like, that's literally like the worst song of the album. I'm like, wow.
I'm like, it's the cheesiest song of the album. Get past it, and
but it's still great.
Yeah.
There is not a skipper on that one. So there's our 4 lists of our favorite tracks from the albums that we picked for our top 10. I'm gonna skip the honorable mentions right now because I kind of want to do something a little different here.
Now here's something you'll really like.
Out of the albums that you guys didn't pick, that weren't a pick of yours that someone else had, what couple albums do you feel you need to spend more time with of whatever everyone else picked? And I'm just throwing this on these guys now because I wanted to do a couple honorable mentions, but we can mention them too. But I just wanted to do this one. So and I'll go first because I give these guys a little time to think about it for a minute here. From Dylan's list, I definitely need to spend more time with the Trivium album. I haven't had a chance to do that. The Volbeat one I've been checking out here and there. Dirty Honey I've checked out a ton of times. And actually one for BC and Dylan, I definitely need to spend more time with the Dream Theater album. And the Black Veil Brides album I definitely got to do more time with. From BC's Creek, I gave that some good scopes. That's an album I can kind of pick a couple songs from. But in the End Machine, when BC picked that one, I don't know. And I think Dylan said it right. They don't live up to what even. I mean, the second one was light years ahead of the first one, but it still is not.
Because
Robert Mason, he's my boy.
It's never going to be because they hyped that first one up, and the name of the band's going to change the world.
I know,
did it,
dude. It's like
so right now
with
they're so far behind. I mean, but compared to first one.
And a lot of BC's other picks kind of line up with mine. For BB's, I have, like I said, with the rough cut one, it's tough to. And I hate to say it because I know I rallied against streaming and shit like in the beginning of our podcast and stuff like that, but it's the way things are now. Yeah. And anything that I like, I will absolutely stream, but I will buy as well. And I have the rough cut CD on, but it's easier to,
Did they send you a code to download it when you got the CD?
Yeah, it came with that little card.
That's how I have it.
Yeah,
I have it on my
phone. I usually don't put them in because I'm trying to limit the shit that's downloaded on my phone too. You know what I mean? But I think that's it for me though. But I mean, pretty much. But there's like some stuff and like the Circus of Rock. That one, I guess I have listened to that one before too. But like they're the ones that I need to mainly give a good scope to. What do you got, Dylan?
So for some of the albums that I really need to listen to more, I'll say Smith Kotzen. That's one that's probably high up on the list that I need to check out more because I like what I hear from it, but I just haven't really had a chance to delve in real deep. Black Label Society, this song has made me want to check out more of the deeper tracks because I hadn't really been. There were a lot of ballads, so that kind of threw me off. Probably, I got the Iron Maiden album. I got to listen to that more.
What don't you like on that?
It's just it's not that I don't like certain songs. I don't like certain parts, and like there's certain parts that I love. It's just like some of the songs aren't as catchy to me as some of their stuff in the past. It takes like a while to get to the parts that I like. I think I like the back half better than the front half. I don't like Senjutsu. That's a song I don't like.
Well, I don't know. I think it was a poor choice for an opening track.
It's not a good opening track.
No.
I mean, it was growing a little bit, but now I'm back to the not so much.
Yeah. So
and I think the ending track should have been different as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think the ending track should have been.
I know what you mean. Because it ends
Darkest
with
Hours.
it ends with like the
Darkest Hours.
Darkest Hours is my favorite song on there.
That should have ended the album because it starts. It ends with the
like
seagulls and the
sea,
waves crashing and shit.
Yeah.
That would have been a perfect fucking ending for that album.
Yeah.
But I mean, I can understand Steve Harris asserting himself. You know what?
This is my
cool
block.
album. The last 30 minutes of this album is going to be me. Especially since Bruce got the last 20 minutes off of the fucking last album.
Yeah. And Creek, I would say, is my other album.
It's good.
Creek is I really liked that song. That was a really good song.
If you like that song, check out the Bigfoot stuff.
Mm-hmm. I'll have to.
It's very...
Sadly, you'll never see it live, though.
Unfortunately, though.
But maybe Creek... Yeah, go ahead.
I can start with BB. Mammoth. I'm going to listen a lot more Mammoth in the plush. And after hearing the solo one on the BOS. And Rough Cut, because I really dug the song. I heard 2 maybe before it was first coming out. And like I said...
I played it here the one night. We listened to a little bit of it.
But like you said, you can't just whip it up and...
Unfortunately, that's probably the best song on the album, so...
This one?
Yeah.
There's some other good stuff on there.
There's good stuff, but it's...
You can't,
it's not
you can't
rocking
go into
like
it,
that.
You can't go into it thinking it's...
The whole
like,
album's like that song.
It's like the actual continuation from the first 2 albums.
Oh,
yeah. It's a little different. But it's good.
It is good.
As long... Just don't, like Steve said, don't think of the first 2 albums.
Take it for what it is, not what it is continuing to be.
All right. Then I'm going to go to Steve's list. I definitely always start checking out more Durbin, the Halloween, and probably War Kings, because everything else I pretty much.
That's a powerful sounding album, that War Kings album. It's crazy how that
I
just like jumps out of the fucking speakers.
I like what I heard so far. Dylan, I like I said, the Black Rail Brides. This song really dragged me in. Really liking it. Star Lord. You said it's more like harder.
Yeah, that was the softest song for sure.
Song, so I definitely want it. I've been checking out Dirty Honey, and I'm still going to dig into more Ice Nine Kills.
Yeah, they're so good.
You
They're
have to
so
listen
good.
to it multiple times because
You
so
catch
much
more
going
things.
on.
It's like catching Easter eggs in a movie. It's fantastic.
BB.
Alrighty, off Dylan's list, easily the Star Lord. And even though I really enjoyed that softer acoustic song, I'm curious to see what the heaviness of that band is. Volbeat, I love the vocals. I really gotta sit down and really get into them. BC, I have to get in KK's Priest. I listened to it a couple of times when we in the beginning, and it was all right.
Headphones listen. Good headphones listen.
Okay. And then Creek. I really have to do that. In Righty, I said that's my favorite song, but I have to give Durbin another chance of the whole meat and potatoes of the whole album.
Mm-hmm.
And then
go from the start, because that's a track deeper in the album.
Okay. And then the Halloween for sure. I love those guys, and I listened to that a couple times just to do our last episode, and I need to get back into that, and like BC, maybe even kind of get refresh my memory of the old good stuff.
All right, cool. All right, there's our list. There's what we kind of want to listen to more. So what we'll do is we'll go around, we'll wrap up, but when you do wrap up, I want you to tell me what you're looking forward to, albums coming out this year, if you can think of any. When I'll just get that ball rolling. And also, I forgot to mention as well, the new Saxon album will be out by the time you guys listen to this, and we will have released the interview that myself and Hoover did with Biff Byford from Saxon. We had a great interview with him. It was fun, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. So definitely check out the new Saxon album, Carpe Diem. It is out as we speak, and I really enjoyed it. Like I said, I got an advanced copy of it, and I was able to check it out in preparation for the interview with Biff, which we did probably in the middle of January, but we wanted to kind of hang on to it and put it out when the album was coming out, which you guys will have heard it by now. So that was one of my things to look forward to. So we'll pass it to BB, and we'll go on and we'll wrap up.
Yeah, definitely. If you guys think rock is dead, these 4 lists will tell you that rock is definitely not dead. There is some amazing music stuff out there, heavy stuff, great stuff, and it just blows my mind. Oh, rock is dead. We fucking listen to this 40-song playlist that Dylan's going to put on on a Spotify playlist of the week, and there's some good shit out there. You just got to get off your ass and listen to it. I'm very curious to hear what we kind of talked about her off taping, but Nita Strauss has that new album coming out this year, and she already released one song. So I'm curious is it going to be more instrumental like her last album, or is there going to be some different singers in that? Because that last instrumental album was really, really good. And then there was another one I heard the other day. I'm like, ooh, and I didn't even know they were coming out with an album, and I lost it. I can't think of who it was, but hopefully by the back around I'll figure it out.
All right, done.
Yeah, like BB said, there will be a great Spotify playlist of the week that you could check out in our show notes, and I'll put in our honorable mentions as well, so that you everybody could listen to those. So at least they'll be there.
Right.
Some of the albums that I'm looking forward to that I was just looking up on Wikipedia. Out of format, apparently Weezer's putting out like 4 albums this year.
Oh, good God.
But
we're gonna do the orange,
one shitty album, one shitty album a quarter.
In format, I'm excited for Slash featuring Miles Kennedy and the Conspirators. 4, I believe the album is called. Yes. Mm-hmm. That's coming out very soon, so that'll be very cool.
That comes out the day this episode comes out.
Yeah, so I'll be listening to it the same time you're listening to this. Fozzy, he's got a new album come out. Chris Jericho, we love all of his music. He's a great wrestler as well. Friend of a podcast.
Yeah,
for us. Coheed and Cambria, they're coming out with the sequel to the last album they did. It's Vexus 2. And Shinedown, after that last song that I just listened to today, I'm excited to hear what their new album's going to be. So that's kind of what I'm looking forward to real quick.
BC.
Of course, like you said, Saxon. Love these guys. Aldo Nova's coming out with a few different albums, which I don't know. I'd be a little hesitant, but I'm interested.
One's a concept album.
I think it's the Life and Times of Eddie Gage EP. Other than that, Fozzy, I mean, I can see that now. That's cool. He always puts out decent stuff. Then there's Aldo Nova 2.0. I thought that already came out. Reloaded Self.
Yeah, there was one that there was a couple of different remakes and stuff on there.
Other than that, nothing really that I know of. Maybe not really sat down. And
I just want to throw it out there if there was anything anybody thought of that I didn't go over. Yeah, and like BB said, if you think rock is dead, it's not. There's a ton of stuff out there. There were tons of albums that we talked about last year, and I understand some people are stuck in their ways. They just want to listen to what they know and stuff like that. But if you're a hard rock and a metal fan, if you're not checking out new stuff, you're really missing out. You really are. And like I said, I totally get if you're in your zone, you want, but just like seriously, check out something different. A couple of the things I'm looking forward to. BB was just pointing out to me the new Tony Martin album, Thorns. I've listened to it probably 2 or 3 times. I really enjoy it. I think it's really good. Very cool. One of the totally forgotten about periods of Black Sabbath when Tony Martin was in the band. And actually, that was the very first incarnation that I got to see of Black Sabbath live was with Tony Martin. And so BB was there, but I think he was sleeping against the wall, but me and BC got to see him.
I think BC roofied me that night.
And we saw him for the Forbidden Tour, and it was great. It was excellent. I love those albums with Tony Martin. The new one is very Tony Martin Sabbath era-like album. And I talked about Wolf before, the new album coming out. I love those guys. There's supposed to be a new Priest album coming out this year. Dylan mentioned Slash coming out, number 4, which will be out as we speak. And the new Saxon album, I got to check that out. If you enjoyed Thunderbolt, you will absolutely enjoy the new album Carpe Diem, which will be out as we speak as well. And Thundermother, they just got finished recording their new album, so I'm thinking it'll probably be out late summer, early fall. And I think I misspoke when I said they were recording in Los Angeles. I think they actually recorded in Europe. And there's a new Scorpions album coming out. I heard a couple songs off there. They were okay. So I think that's something that's definitely going to have to grow on me.
Jizzy Pearl's Love Hate.
Ooh.
Hell, California.
Oh.
Well, that'd be interesting.
He's calling it Jizzy Pearl's Love Hate, so let's.
So it's probably just him calling in Love Hate, maybe with one other guy.
But that's...
So get out there, check out some new stuff. If you have not checked out any of these bands we talked about this evening, check them out. And one of my honorable mentions that I absolutely have to mention now that that this album probably would have been in my. I guess I don't know what I would have kicked out of my top 10, but Sweet Oblivion with Jeff Tate singing, the album Relentless, absolutely fantastic. And so, guys, seriously, check out some new stuff out there. This totally wraps up 2021 for us guys. The Spotify playlist will be out there. It's going to be kick-ass. I've been listening to this playlist that we had for probably about 3 weeks now. It's absolutely fantastic. Once again, rest in power, John Zazula. We love you guys. Everybody stay safe out there. Winter's coming to an end, hopefully very soon. We're actually having a very nice evening here in Pennsylvania, which is unusual for us recording.
We do have a
We're supposed to
storm
get,
watch.
we're in our winter storm watch, which we're supposed to get. The next 3 days are going to be total shit, but the weather's supposed to, knock on wood, be good for us to fly out to Monsters of Rock. So, everybody, stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves and each other. And when we see you next time, and there definitely will be a next time. So we got a good momentum going, and actually, as you guys are listening to this episode will be coming out on. Just pause it, Dylan.
On the 11th.
Yeah, so this album will be coming out on the 11th of February.
This episode.
Huh?
This episode.
What'd I say?
You said this album.
Oh, okay. So this set. I was gonna say
This set list.
Jesus Christ! Come on,
Flip it
man.
real.
Get it together.
Flip it real.